Exodus 29. Now this is what you are to do to consecrate them, so that they may minister as Kohanim. Take 1 young bull and 2 rams without blemish, along with the matzah, cakes of matzah mixed with oil, and matzah wafers spread with oil. Make them from fine wheat flour. You are to put them into 1 basket and present them, along with the bull and the 2 rams. You are to bring Aaron and his sons to the entrance of the tent of meeting, and wash them with water. Then take the garments and put the tunic on Aaron along with the robe, the ephod, and the breastplate. Gird him with the artfully woven band of the ephod. Set the turban on his head and put the holy coronet on the turban. Then you are to take the anointing oil, pour it upon his head, and anoint him. Also you are to bring his sons and put tunics on them. You are to gird Aaron and his sons with sashes, tie headwear on them, and they shall hold the priesthood by perpetual statute. In this way you are to consecrate Aaron and his sons. You are to bring the bull before the tent of meeting, and Aaron and his sons are to lay their hands on its head. You are to slaughter the bull before Adonai at the entrance of the tent of meeting. Then take the blood of the bull, put it on the horns of the altar with your finger, and pour out all the remaining blood at the base of the altar. Also take all the fat that covers the innards, the lobe above the liver, the 2 kidneys, along with the fat that is on them, and burn them in the altar. But the meat of the bull, along with its skin and its dung, you are to burn with fire on the outside of the camp. It is a sin offering. Then take 1 ram, have Aaron and his sons lay their hands upon the head of the ram, then slaughter the ram, take its blood, and sprinkle it around the altar. You are to cut the ram into pieces, wash its innards and its legs, and place them with its head and other pieces. Then you are to offer the whole ram up in smoke on the altar. It is a burnt offering to Adonai, a sweet aroma, an offering made by fire to Adonai. Then take the other ram and have Aaron and his sons lay their hands upon the head of that ram. Slaughter the ram, take its blood and dab it on the tip of the right ear of Aaron, on the tip of the right ear of his sons, on the thumb of their right hand, and on the big toes of their right feet. Then pour the blood on the altar all around. Also you are to take some of that blood that is on the altar along with the anointing oil, sprinkle it on Aaron and his garments, and on his sons and their garments. In this way he and his garments are to be consecrated along with his sons and their garments. Moreover, take some fat from the ram along with the fat tail and the fat that covers the innards, the covering over the liver, the 2 kidneys and the fat that is on them, along with the right thigh, because it is a ram of consecration. Also take 1 loaf of bread, 1 cake of oiled bread, and 1 wafer out of the basket of matzah that is before Adonai. You are to put the entirety into Aaron's hands and the hands of his sons, and present them as a wave offering before Adonai. Then you are to take them out of their hands and offer them up in smoke on the altar on top of the burnt offering as a sweet aroma before Adonai, an offering made by fire to Adonai. Also take the breast of Aaron's ram of consecration and wave it as a wave offering before Adonai, so it will be your portion. Set apart the breast of the wave offering and the thigh of the contribution, which is waved and offered up, from the ram of consecration, including what belongs to Aaron and his sons. It is to belong to Aaron and his sons as their due share forever from Bnei Israel, because it is a contribution. It is to be a contribution from Bnei Israel, from their sacrifices of fellowship offerings, their contribution to Adonai. The holy garments of Aaron are to pass to his sons after him, to be anointed in them and to be consecrated in them. The son that succeeds him is Kohen, who comes into the place of the tent of meeting to minister in the holy place, is to put them on for 7 days. You are to take the ram of consecration and boil its meat in a holy place. Aaron and his sons are to eat the meat from the ram and the bread that is in the tent, in the basket at the entrance of the tent of meeting. They are to eat those things with which the atonement was made, to consecrate and to sanctify them, but a layman is not to eat them, because they are holy. If some of the meat of consecration or the bread remains until morning, you are to burn the remainder with fire. It shall not be eaten, because it is holy. Do for Aaron and his sons anything according to what I have commanded you. Consecrate them for 7 days. Each day you are to offer a bull as a sin offering, apart from other offerings of atonement. Also purify the altar when you make atonement for it. You anoint it in order to sanctify it. You are to make atonement for the altar for 7 days and to sanctify it. The altar will be most holy, and whatever touches it will become holy. Now this is what you are to offer upon the altar: 2 one-year-old lambs each day continually. You are to offer 1 lamb in the morning and the other lamb at dusk. Offer along with the first lamb 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with 1/4 of a hin of beaten oil and 1/4 of a hin of wine as a drink offering. The other lamb you are to offer at dusk, like the grain offering and drink offering of the morning, is a sweet aroma, an offering made by fire to Adonai. It is to be a continual burnt offering throughout your generations at the entrance of the tent of meeting before Adonai. There I will meet with you, to speak with you there. I will meet with Bnei Israel there, so it will be sanctified by my glory. So I will sanctify the tent of meeting and the altar. I will also sanctify Aaron and his sons to minister to me as Kohanim. So I dwell among Bnei Israel and be their God. And they will know that I am Adonai their God, who brought them forth out of the land of Egypt, so that I may live among them. I am Adonai their God. Exodus 30. You are to make an altar of acacia wood for burning incense. It is to be square, 1 cubit in length, 1 cubit wide, and 2 cubits high. The horns must be one piece with it. You are to overlay it with pure gold on top, all around the sides and all over the horns. You are to make a crown of gold for it all around, on the 2 sides, and they will be holders for poles to carry it. Make the poles of acacia wood and overlay them with gold. You are to set it in front of the curtain that is in front of the ark of the testimony, in front of the atonement cover that is over the testimony where I will meet with you. Aaron must burn sweet spices of incense there every morning when he attends to the lamps. He is to burn it. Also, when Aaron keeps the lamps lit at dusk, he must burn it. There must be incense continually before Adonai throughout your generations. You must not offer up unauthorized incense on it, nor should any burnt offering or grain offering be there, nor should you pour any drink offering there. Aaron is to make atonement upon the horns once a year with the blood of the sin offering throughout your generations. It is most holy to Adonai. Then Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, when you tally up the sons of Bnei Israel by numbering them, then every man must pay a ransom for his soul to Adonai when you count them, so that no plague will fall on them. Everyone among them who crosses over must give half a shekel according to the sanctuary shekel, which is 20 gerahs. Half a shekel is an offering to Adonai. Everyone who crosses over among them who is counted from 20 years old and upward is to give the offering to Adonai. The rich are not to give more, and the poor are not to give less than half a shekel. When they present an offering of Adonai to make atonement for your souls, you are to take the atonement money from Bnei Israel and give it to the service of the tent of meeting, so that it may be a memorial for Bnei Israel before Adonai to make atonement for your souls. Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, you will also make a basin of bronze with a bronze stand for washing. You are to place it between the tent of meeting and the altar and put water in it. Aaron and his sons are to wash their hands and their feet whenever they go into the tent of meeting or come near to the altar to minister, to present an offering made by fire and smoke to Adonai. They are to wash with water so that they do not die. They are to wash their hands and their feet so that they do not die. It is to be an eternal statute for them, to him and to his offspring throughout their generations. Moreover, Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, now take for yourself the best spices, 500 shekels of flowing myrrh, half as much sweet cinnamon, 250, and 250 shekels of white calamus, 500 of cassia, after the sanctuary shekel, plus a hin of olive oil. You are to make holy anointing oil from it, a fragrant mixture, blended as the work of a perfumer. It will be holy anointing oil. You are to anoint the tent of meeting with it, the ark of the testimony, as well as the table and all its articles, the menorah and all its articles, the altar of incense and the altar of burnt offering, with its utensils, the basin along with its stand. You are to consecrate them so that they will be most holy. Whatever touches them will become holy. You are to anoint Aaron and his sons and consecrate them so that they may minister to me as Kohanim. Speak to Bnei Israel, saying, this is to be a holy anointing oil to me through your generations. It must not be poured on human flesh, nor are you to make any like it with its formula. It is holy, and it must be holy to you. Whoever mixes any like it, or whoever puts any of it on anyone unauthorized will be cut off from his people. Then Adonai said to Moses, take the sweet spices, stacti, onyeka, and galbanum, and spices and pure frankincense are to be in equal measures. Make a fragrant mixture from them, a blend like the work of the perfumer, seasoned with salt, pure and holy. You are to beat some of it into the powder and set it before the testimony in the tent of meeting, where I will meet with you. It is most holy to you. It is to be most holy to you. But the incense which you make with its formula you are not to take for yourselves. It is to be holy to you for Adonai. Whoever makes any like it, to breathe in its spell, will be cut off from his people. Then Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, see, I have called by, this is 31. See, I have called by name Bezalel, son of Uri, son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, and I have filled him with the Spirit of God, with wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, and all kinds of craftsmanship, to make ingenious designs, to forge with gold, silver, and bronze, as well as cutting stones for setting and carving, to work in all manner of craftsmanship. Also, look, I myself have appointed with him Oholiab, son of Ahisamech, the tribe of Dan. Within the hearts of all who are wise-hearted I have placed skill, so that they may make everything that I have commanded you. The tent of meeting, the ark of the testimony, the atonement cover that is to be on it, and all the furnishings of the tabernacle, the table and its utensils, the menorah of pure gold, with all of its utensils, and the altar of incense, the altar of its burnt offering with all of its utensils, the basin and its stand, the woven garments, the holy garments for Aaron the Kohen, the garments for his sons to minister as Kohanim, the anointing oil and the incense of sweet spices for the holy place. They are to make them just as how I commanded you. Then Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, speak now to Bnei Israel, saying, surely you must keep my Shabbatot, for it is a sign between me and you through your generations. So you must know that I am Adonai who sanctifies you. Therefore you are to keep the Shabbat, because it is holy for you. Everyone who profanes it will die, for whoever does any work during Shabbat, that soul will be cut off from the midst of its people. Work is to be done for 6 days, but on the 7th day is a Shabbat of complete rest, holy to Adonai. Whoever does any other work on Shabbat will surely be put to death. So B'nai Israel is to keep the Shabbat, to observe that Shabbat through their generations as a perpetual covenant. It is a sign between me and B'nai Israel forever, for in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the 7th day he ceased from work and rested. When he had finished speaking with him on the Mount Sinai, he gave them the 2 tablets of the testimony of Moses, tablets of stone written by the finger of God.